Good morning. It's way too early. I think it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, which for me might as well be like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not a morning person, but welcome to another video. I got an alert yesterday that a 2006 silver Gen 3 Montero just hit the junkyard. So I gotta go get it. I gotta go get body parts because I need body parts for both Lucky, the 2004, and Yoshi. I need fenders, I need a hood, and I'll just grab a bunch of other like unobtainium that exists out there. The only problem is the junkyard is in Vegas, which is like 4 hours away. Actually, it'll probably be like 5 hours away because I got the trailer in tow. So I'm gonna take the QX, tow the trailer, fill it up with Montero parts. It should be a little bit of a mini adventure. Join me. I better check the trailer tires. These things are notorious for blowing out. I filled them up last night. They were super low, so I just want to make sure that they don't have a big leak or anything. But these things are 5 years old since I replaced them, which is not good. You want to like replace your trailer tires like every 2 years, I think is recommended. So I don't know, I kind of have this like little feeling in the pit of my stomach that like we're gonna have a blowout. I don't know, have you ever had a premonition when it comes to automotive mayhem? Because that's what I feel like's happening right now. It is a brisk 37-degree morning in Flagstaff today, but it's man, I gotta say, the heated steering wheel on this thing, I love it. It's one of my favorite features. Like, it seemed like gimmicky like the first time I heard about it, but it's not. It is, I love it. It comes in so handy when you forget your gloves. Yeah, it's great. So gonna be a pretty big temperature swing. It's like 85 in Vegas today, and I just realized the very first thing already that I forgot is a pair of shorts, so I might get a little sweaty. This video is sponsored by Oats Overnight. Not really, but that'd be really sweet if it was. Oats Overnight. It's cold oatmeal. I pulled off of the I-40, took a quick little detour into Seligman, Arizona, and if you've never heard about Seligman, this was the inspiration for Disney's Cars movie. It is on Route 66, which used to be the main artery traveling east-west through this part of the country. And then the I-40 got built, and the town kind of, you know, faded away. And so this is what Radiator Springs in the movie Cars is based on. So as a result, there's like fake characters like Maynard and all this stuff all over town. Cool little place, full of old vehicles and old Route 66 historic buildings and things like that. Pretty sweet. Man, for me, there's just nothing like the great American West and road tripping. Big snow-capped mountains, wide interstate, big skies, like, yeah, for me there's just nothing like it. It almost like every time I take a road trip, it just kind of makes you feel like a pioneer. All right, just pulled into Kingman, a place where dreams of retiring on the ocean go to die in favor of an affordable cost of life, which means we're about halfway to Vegas and just need to stop, get some gas, check the trailer out, and then keep jamming on. It's about 9:30. I'm hoping we can get to the junkyard just after 11 a.m., which will give me a solid 5 hours to pick through this Montero. I like to check the hubs periodically on a road trip, make sure they're not getting too hot, make sure the grease is doing good. There's two kinds of people in this world. There's the kind, when they're going on the interstate, they'll use the cruise control, or they'll pick, even if they don't use the cruise control, they'll pick a speed. They'll pick a speed and they'll stick to it for their journey. And it doesn't matter what's going on with the road. The road could be flat, it could be a downhill, it could be an uphill, but they're going their speed. And then there's a group of people that seem to just vary their speed. I haven't figured out why. I think it depends on many factors. What's going on inside the car, how much attention they're paying. If the road is flat, if it's downhill, if it's uphill, they'll be going like 90 miles an hour and then down to 65 and everything in between. They'll be on your ass and then they'll pass you, and then 500 feet later, you'll pass them, but you haven't done anything. You're going the same speed. I haven't figured it out yet. The downhills are the funnest part. Like, I call them downhill warriors. They're gonna be going like 90 miles an hour, passing everybody, and then the slightest hint of a hill, they're gonna be like in third gear, pedal to the metal, going like 45. And I can't knock it, I guess. You know, when I was in college, my very first car that I had was a 1996 GMC Sonoma with a 4-banger stick shift, and that thing was slow. And I just remember when I would go up the I-17, which I did all the time back in college because I went to college in northern Arizona, but I'm from Phoenix, so I would go up and down on the weekends all the time. And you'd get to that hill by Black Canyon City, if you've been there, it's super steep grade, and I would just be coming around that corner right up against the Governor, which is at 90 miles an hour. So I'd be like holding it at like 89, coming around that corner to get some mow to get up that hill, and then just watch it bleed off. And you'd hope that there'd be no semi-truck in the left lane that would force you to have to drop that thing down into like third gear, and you crawl up at 40 miles an hour. But that's not the case nowadays. Like nowadays, most of the cars that people are driving out here on the road, you can set the cruise control to 82 or whatever, and the car will do it. You know, all these turbocharged vehicles that are out on the road now and everything. So a lot of times it's not an equipment issue, it's pilot error. So I don't know what's going on, but how else am I going to fill the time in this 4-hour drive other than to rant about the driving habits of others? Drive a tank, shoot a machine gun, turn here, last stop to Vegas. Yep, last stop. We're getting into some real, shoot a 50 cal. We're getting into some real Fear and Loathing land now. You want to hear my Sean Connery impression? Sean Connery auditioning for the role of Darth Vader in Star Wars. How am I supposed to choke a man from across the room? Crossing over the Hoover Dam into Nevada. Well, I don't know how much you guys can see in the distance, but we've made it to Las Vegas, the city of brotherly debt. Never been here with the mountains snow-capped in the distance. I don't think you can see any of this. But anyways, off the interstate now, we've got about 5 more miles and we'll be at the junkyard. We did it! I love the junkyard. It's one of my favorite places. Like the level of hope that you feel when you first come in wondering what you're gonna find. All right, you guys, check it out. Here it is, 2006, so same color as Yoshi. Gonna grab this fender. Let's check out this hood. It's got some scratches up here, but that's okay. Gonna take that. This fender looks good. This door, I might take this door. Okay. Let's check it out. Oh, we have a hitch. Don't know if I can get that though because it's being jacked up by the hitch. I'll have to look at that later some more. Oh man, we're gonna snag so much stuff off of this, you guys. Interior looks good. Yep. This thing is gonna look like a totally different vehicle when I'm done with it. Okay. Factory jack. Gotta save that. You think I would have bought a tripod? Nope. I gotta balance this on an old Armada. Okay, so that's the first load. Time to head back to the trailer. Damn, look at this line and check out. This is gonna take forever, and I gotta make like at least 4 trips. Speaking of a Sonoma, my first car, this was basically it. Except mine was burgundy. This is an S10, but same thing. Okay, next up I'm gonna grab the brake booster and the 2 fenders. Whoa, that's never been cleaned. To get these fenders off, since it's in a junkyard and it's sitting on these rims, I can't unbolt the running boards. So what I can do is I have to drill a hole through this plastic, and then in there, there's a screw that you got to get out. So there's one there and one there. Lying under here, this thing ready to crush me at any moment. Boys, it's important that you have life insurance, okay? Whew, all right. I got the brake booster out. I got the 2 fenders off. Fenders took forever. The fenders always take a long time. And I've done fenders so many times. I know exactly what needs to come out and how to get to it. But there's just so many bolts. And with this one, the running boards were like crushed up into the bottom of the fender. So that made it really challenging. But they're off. I am exhausted. It's 1 o'clock. This water's super warm. It's probably like 90 something degrees out. And I forgot a hat. So I forgot shorts, forgot a hat. I forgot a big pair of dikes, so I could have just cut the brake lines. But on the plus side, forgetting shorts means that I'm just in my mechanic suit and a t-shirt, and that's it. And it's a lot cooler than if I had shorts on, getting a nice breeze. So I think from here on out, by the way, I'm just chilling in like a Honda Odyssey right now just to get some shade. I think from here on out, it's going to go much faster. We're going to start tearing apart the interior. You know, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, the lengths that we will go to get car parts for old, crappy cars. Just because we love old cars. It's nuts, man. This whole thing is nuts. Like 10-hour driving and then busting my ass in the sun. I wouldn't have it any other way though. You can see on this sticker, last time I'll change was at 238. So this thing's got some miles on it. Look at that, it's a Mitsubishi sticker, which means they probably used the OEM kit, and it's got Bilstein shocks on it. So, you know, that's the stuff we sell. Could this have been one of our customers? They love Vermont and Antarctica, and they want you to follow them to the bead store. My cluster's been having problems in my 2005 where the tachometer and the speedometer are sticking, so hopefully this one doesn't have that problem. I love the white face, by the way, on the 2004 to 2006. They went from purple in 2001 to 2002, then black in 2003, and then they finally settled on white. Well, this is lucky. In the back seat is the intake plenum, and I think the reason this was removed is probably the reason that the vehicle got junked. I don't think this was done at the junkyard because this just got here yesterday. I think this was done by the mechanic and they decided, yo, it's not worth fixing, so then it got junked. All right, I found the reason why this vehicle was junked. You can see the mechanic was in here working, had some rags in the intake. He took off the top of the intake plenum, and looking down at the variable intake number, the first butterfly is missing, and so is the last one. So probably caused a horrible noise. Maybe it ingested a butterfly valve, but that's why this got junked. Reminds me a lot of that video that Montana Montero had on YouTube where he got one of these for like 500 bucks and then just fixed the intake and it was all good after that. So I think I'm gonna pull this intake and see what it looks like in there. Yeah, I don't know if you guys will be able to see, probably not, but in there I can see the butterfly valve in both of these. So that's good news. That means it never made it down into the combustion chamber. They're not all shattered up. They're just sitting there. So yeah, I think the intake plenum is totally fine. This vehicle, I don't think needed to be junked. I think this mechanic just saw those rattling around in there, or maybe maybe the screws got eaten, but usually the screws can get eaten no problem. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna take the intake plenum. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'll check out these valve covers as well. Well, you guys, it's several hours later. Here's the hull, fenders, brake booster, tail lights, center console, dash vents, cluster, MPG screen, driver window switch, reflector, passenger side valve cover, and the intake manifold. I'm gonna go pay for this and then see if I have time to do one more run. Well, you guys, it is 4 o'clock. The yard's closing in half an hour and I am absolutely shattered. I did pretty good. I got a lot of stuff, but time to call it quits. I'm very hungry and it's very hot, but you know what? Being out in the yard, pulling parts, it's one of my favorite things to do. Good haul today. I gotta find a place to get a beer. All right, this Skyline Hotel and Casino is right next to the junkyard, so let's go get some food and a drink. I needed this. I've been here for so long. I've been here for like 30 minutes and I haven't gotten even onion rings yet. All I've gotten is my beer. The waitresses, I came like right as the shift change and this one bartender's card wasn't working, so it's just total show. No one's here, it's just me. I wanted to come to a seedy bar though in Vegas and I'm getting the full experience, I gotta tell you. Yeah, this is everything. I can't complain, this is everything I wanted. Oof. All right, an hour later, here we are. We gotta jam home. 4 hours, 5 hours on the road, gotta get home. But that hit the spot, that's what I wanted. I had my choice. I could go to a really nice restaurant, get a really good meal after not eating lunch and just busting my ass all day in the junkyard. But I said, no, you're in Vegas. You gotta go to a seedy Henderson, Nevada casino. Check out this parking job, by the way. Zero given. You got to go to a seedy casino and get a beer and some junk food with zero nutritional value in a place that tastes like emphysema. And I did that. I accomplished that, and so yeah, time to press onward. Goodbye, Skyline Hotel and Casino. It's been fun. I have so much dirt in my ears. When I was taking off that passenger side fender, so much dirt was falling on me, like full-on mud clods were like falling on my face from the fender well. Oh, look at that view of Lake Mead as we head towards Hoover Dam. Look at this, they try and fool you. They go 89, 91, 87. So it's not going from left to right, increasing with octane. How many people do you think buy 89 when they think they're buying the cheapest gas? Well, as the sun sets across the high desert, it does so as well on this little mini adventure. I want to thank you for coming with me. I'm not sure if we learned anything, but it was fun. I had fun. I hope you had fun. We're about a quarter of the way out of Kingman. Just gonna press on from here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.